Good morning, Uganda. Good morning, East Africa. Good morning, Africa. And good morning, the world. It is a beautiful morning right here in Uganda, the country found in East Africa. And we want to say it is a very good morning right now. And time check is 5 minutes past 8 a.m. in the morning. It is a beautiful Wednesday morning, and it's regarded as Martyrs Day here in Uganda. And we are taking a walk into this beautiful local community, business as usual. Like the video. We are in a place called Nakawa right now, and that is where we've started our walk today, and we're going to be walking through places. All you have to do is just stick around and walk with me this beautiful Monday, or rather Wednesday morning. Today is a day called Martyrs Day. Martyrs Day in Uganda is a day which takes place on June 3rd of every year. And it is known as the traditional national pilgrimage at the Namugongo Shrine near Kampala city. But for this year, the celebrations have been cancelled due to the health directives surrounding the ongoing Ebola outbreak in Uganda and DRC Congo. So today the celebrations are not going to be taking place at the Namugongo Shrine. So we are just taking the walk to show you around how business is ongoing as usual. Kindly like the video so that other people can be recommended to join in. And we are in a place called Nakawa right now. Four people have joined in already. Kindly like the video so that other people can join in as well. 6 people already we are. And for those of you who don't know, Martyrs Day, Uganda Martyrs Day is celebrated annually on 3rd June of every year as a national public holiday, and it commemorates the 45 brave Christian converts. 22 of those were Catholics and the 23 were Anglican, who were executed, burned to death between the years of 1887 and 1885. And those were on the orders of Kabaka Mwanga to the King of Buganda by then. So very many people were executed to death. They were burned to death on this day. Special shout outs to channel members. Special shout outs to channel members Tyrone Simpson, Iron Butterfly, Jenka Maria, and Michael Young. Channel members Iron Butterfly, Tyrone Simpson, Jenka Maria, and Michael Young. Thank you so much for being part of the channel. And also special thanks to you who is watching me right now, walking with me right now. It is always a pleasure me walking with you, or you walking with me. Thank you so much. Kindly like the video so that other people can be recommended to walk with me this early morning, beautiful early morning of Wednesday, 3rd June. It's a new month, new energy, new everything. But today, in particular, it is a public holiday here in Uganda. A day known as Martyrs Day. A day which was set aside to celebrate the Uganda Martyrs, the brave Christian converts who were executed or burned to death between the years of 1885 and 1887 on the orders of Kabaka Mwanga II, who was the king of Buganda by then. And these martyrs were executed because they refused to abandon their new Christianity faith, which Mwanga, the king, viewed as a threat to his political authority, and because they resisted the king's sexual advances. So later on, it was agreed that they should be executed. But for now, it's business as usual. We are in a market, which is known as Nakawa Market, and it looks to be a busy one at the moment.
What a return example.
A lot of fresh vegetables here in the market. Very many people are going. Excuse me, sir. Whoa, that is overloading over there. A lot of people are going on with their usual business, shopping for their homesteads. Thank you for walking with me. Thank you for joining this live stream, this live walk right now here in the market of Nakawa. And it is a beautiful day today, Martyrs Day here in Uganda. Martyrs Day in Uganda is always considered a public holiday, and today is a public holiday set aside to commemorate the 45 people who were executed by Kabaka Mwanga II in the years between 1885 and 1887. And these people were executed because they were believed to have converted to Christianity, and because they refused to denounce their Christianity faith, they were executed because they refused to abandon their new Christian faith, which Kabaka Mwanga viewed as a threat to this, or rather to his political authority, and because of that, he had to execute them. He executed them by burning them through ashes, or rather to ashes. And that is why the day was set aside to commemorate those brave Christians. Let me know where you are watching from. Kindly like the video so that other people can be recommended to join in. Oh, that's Overload over there. Hardworking people, beautiful hardworking people in this market. Excuse me. It is exactly 18 minutes past 8 a.m. in the morning. Some people are still in bed while others are already hustling. The hustle is still real, trying to make ends meet. Hello. The day is kind of chilly today. We received some rain drizzles in the morning. Early morning there were some rain drizzles. So that's why the floor is kind of wet and the weather seems to be a bit chilly. But regardless we walk, regardless we move. So let's see how this, there's a lot of fruits around this side. I'm seeing papaya, I'm seeing watermelon, pineapple, all in plenty. For those of you who don't know, we are coming straight from Uganda. Uganda, the country that is landlocked and found in East Africa. A lot of watermelon here. Let me take this direction. Let me take this direction. Kindly like the video in case you've just joined me this early morning as we take this walk through this area. A lot of, this is what? This is pumpkin.
Amanya mpitibwa Kingi Paulo beera Masaka nabula Predator n'engwa ngenda okulaba nga bagamba sindika bulungi eri wansi wakasaanikira sindika ku nnamba eri 66888 nali ndi awo nga isoboza wiiki ndi musajja
Tomatoes, fresh tomatoes from the gardens, fresh mangoes, fresh everything. Everyone is trying to get a glimpse or get a copy or get a piece of these beautiful vegetables available here in the market. I'm seeing some bananas.
The way you see me,
the way we see you is the way you are. All right. We are in a place called Nakawa Market, and Nakawa Market is a fresh produce market in Nakawa Division, a neighborhood in Kampala City, the capital and largest city of Uganda. That is where we are right now. That is where we are walking this early morning on a beautiful Martyrs Day. And for those of you who don't know, Martyrs Day is a public holiday in Uganda, which was marked to commemorate the 45 martyrs who were executed or burnt to death between the years of 1885 and 1887 on the orders of the Kabaka Mwanga II, who was the king of the Buganda by then. And these martyrs were executed because they refused to abandon their new faith rather their new Christian faith, which Kabaka Mwanga II viewed as a threat to his political authority, and because they resisted the king's sexual advances. So it is celebrated annually every 3rd June of every year. And the location where the celebrations always take place is the Martyrs Shrine in Namugongo, which is located approximately 15 kilometers north of Kampala. But this year's celebrations have been cancelled due to an outbreak of Ebola in the neighboring country, that is the DRC Congo, and also maybe some parts of Uganda, but not all the parts. But for that reason, the celebrations were cancelled, and now for us, we are just walking through this local community to see how people are moving on this beautiful day. That is the 3rd June of the year 2026. Kindly like the video in case you haven't liked the video, and also subscribe in case you haven't subscribed. Beautiful people, beautiful Uganda. Excuse me. A lot of activity taking place here. Everyone is shopping, window shopping, buying items, a lot of fruits and vegetables available in this market. Kindly let me know where you are watching from. Let me know what time it is where you are watching from, because for me, my time here is saying it is only 28 minutes past 8 a.m. in the morning, and I am in a place called Kampala City, in a place called Nakawa, in particular Nakawa Market, and that is where I am walking this beautiful walk on the beautiful day known as Martyrs Day. And for those of you who don't know, today remains a public holiday. 3rd June here in Uganda remains a public holiday, and it is an official public holiday here in Uganda today. Meaning that government offices, schools, and most of the businesses will be closed today, or are closed today. And the theme for this year, for this year's Martyrs Day is spiritual theme. It is Christ is alive in you and me. That is Galatians 2:19 to 20.
Come and see.
Vitano Lusamvu Lunana Lukumi. That is 500 shillings, 700 shillings, and 1,000 shillings. You can acquire yourself a cabbage, a piece of cabbage, fresh from the gardens, right into the market. This is the Matoke section, known as the banana section, in the part of the market. Matoke, locally known as Matoke or Amatoke in Buganda, Ekitoche in southwestern Uganda. Ejitochi in the Rwandan dialect. And it is the staple food crop for Uganda and also Kenya, Tanzania, and other Great Lakes. That is the banana or matoke for you. kindly like the video in case you haven't liked the video, so that other people can be recommended to join in and walk with us this early morning today, the beautiful morning of the Martyrs Day. Martyrs Day, for those of you who don't know, is a public holiday marked to commemorate or celebrate the martyrs who were executed by the Kawaka, or the King of Buganda, between the years of 1885 and 1887. And these martyrs were 45. They were brave Christian converts who were executed, or rather burnt to death. And 22 of those were Catholics, were of the Catholic faith, as well as the 23 being the Anglican, or of the Anglican faith.
Sorry.
Oh, something is messing up my recording. Fresh carrots from the markets. Someone is requesting for a match between the Uganda Cranes and the Arsenal team. Okay. For those of you who don't know, Martyrs Day takes place annually on 3rd June of every year. However, the traditional national pilgrimage at the Namugongo shrines near Kampala has been cancelled due to healthy directives surrounding the ongoing Ebola outbreak in Uganda. So today, this year's Martyrs Day gathering is not going to take place, or rather is not taking place, and it is happening remotely to other different churches the Uganda Episcopal Conference and the Church of Uganda directed that the 2026 celebrations be held at local churches and individual dioceses across the country under the guidance of the local bishops of those areas. So this time round, there is no gathering at the Namugongo shrines, but rather the people will be gathering in their local churches and individual dioceses in their respective areas under the guidance of the local bishops of those areas. But for us, we have decided to just take a walk and see. It's always different in most of the years. The celebrations have always been happening at the Namugongo Shrine, but this time around there are no celebrations. It's business as usual in most of the places. Like for example, this market where we are this morning, which is the Nakawa market, found in Kampala city. She says we are here struggling. That is the voice you've just heard from that lady. Kindly like the video. In case you haven't liked the video, like the video so that other people can be recommended to join as we take this walk this early morning. Time check is only 42 minutes past 8 a.m. It is a beautiful morning. The sunshine is about to come out because we had some rains in the morning as we woke up. But the skies are clear and the signs of the blessing are upon us.
Simula busimuzi wali bulumi mukwano gwange obulumi n'obusibula obulumi n'obusibula mbagiremu ate nga takolerawo mu dakiika mu dakiika obulumi bw'obusibudde
osuna n'omuntu nga badde afuyisiza ku mikumu afuna obufunta ku mita mubi anywanya amazzi.
Special thanks to channel members Iron Butterfly, Tyrone Simpson, Jenka Maria, Michael Young. Greetings to you. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for always being around as we take this walk through this local community right now. Greetings to you and cheers to you. And also special regards to each and every one of you who is liking the video and also taking time to subscribe. Thank you so much. And those of you who are walking with me this early morning, we are 46 people walking live together. And I want to say thank you. Kindly hit that like button for the video. And also subscribe in case you haven't subscribed to the channel. Let me know where you are watching from. Let me know where you are watching from. Let me know what time it is where you are. Because for me right now, it is 46 minutes past 8 a.m. That is in the morning, the beautiful morning. The sky is coming out, expecting the sunshine to come out soon as usual. A lot of taxis ready to ferry people to different locations. But one thing that you should know is that today, this year's theme of the Uganda Martyrs, the year's theme for this year's celebration is Christ is alive in you and in me. Martyrs Day walk inside Kampala city. And for those of you who don't know, Uganda Martyrs Day is celebrated annually on June 3rd as a national public holiday. So today is a public holiday, and it is celebrated to commemorate the 45 brave Christian converts. 22 of those were Catholics, and then the 23 of those were Anglicans, who were executed, burned to death between the years of 1885 and 1887. And those were on orders of the Kabaka Mwanga II, the king of Buganda by then. And these people were executed because they refused to abandon their Christian faith, the newly acquired Christian faith by then, which Mwanga viewed as a threat to his political authority, and because they resisted his sexual advances, so he had to just murder them off, burn them off, execute them. That is why the 3rd June of every year is commemorated and labeled as Martyrs Day, Uganda Martyrs Day. And that happened in a place called the Martyrs Shrine in Namugongo, which is located approximately 15 kilometers northeast of Kampala. And it is, Martyrs Day is one of the largest religious pilgrimages made in Africa, drawing hundreds of thousands of people, including many who walk on foot for hundreds of kilometers to the site where the majority of the pages and young men were burned to death. And for us today, in commemoration to that, we are just walking through this community of Kampala city to just show you and also commemorate in a way of walking. So thank you for joining this walk with me as I take this walk. This is Ginger Road in Nakawa. Due to the Bundibujo Ebola virus disease outbreak announced by the President of Uganda, large national gatherings at the main Namugongo shrines have been altered. The government and religious authorities have encouraged local dioceses to conduct smaller commemorations to adhere to the health standards, or rather the health operating procedures. Those are the SOPs. Even though large-scale gatherings may be restricted during the outbreaks, today remains strictly observed as a national public holiday across the entire Uganda. So for those of you who are outside Uganda, today is a public holiday officially announced by the government here in Uganda. So it's business as usual. People are commemorating from wherever they are. The killings of the Martyrs were driven by a combination of religious, political, and personal factors. And amongst those, there were the threats to the royal authority. Trinidad's Finest says, yes, I saw the other day the US is advising its citizens not to travel to Uganda. Yeah, that is happening actually, but it's not so serious. As you can see, it's business as usual where we are walking. Actually, I'm going to be walking through one of the markets, the busy markets in this local area. And you're going to see that it is business as usual. Let's see how we can cross this road. I think there is a lot of traffic. I'm wondering where people are going. Trinidad's Finest, greetings to you. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing today? The cloud is clearing. And Trinidad's Finest says, I am good, my brother. Still at work, leaving at 3 a.m. Oh, that's well noted, my brother. Trinidad's Finest, still at work right now. And he's doing a night shift. Different time zones. We are all one people. So a brief history over there. The Uganda Martyrs were a group of 22 Catholics and 23 Anglican converts to Christianity in the Buganda Kingdom, now part of Uganda, who were executed between 31st January 1885 and 27 January 1887. And they were killed on orders of Mwanga II, the Kabaka or the King of Buganda. And the death took place at a time when there was a three-way religious struggle for political influence at the Buganda Royal Court. The episode also occurred against the backdrop of the scramble for Africa, the invasion, occupation, diversion, or rather division, colonization, and annexation of African territory by the European powers. And a few years later, the English Church Missionary Society used the death to enlist wider public support for the British accusation of Uganda for the empire. The Catholic Church beatified the 22 Catholic Uganda Martyrs of its faith in 1920 and were canonized in the 1964 by Pope Paul VI in Rome. I'm going to be listing down the 22 Catholic martyrs, and at number 1 we have Achilles Kiwanuka, whose death happened on 3rd June 1886, and he was 17 years old, and he was killed by being burnt, or rather his death was by fire. Then at number 2 we have Adolphus Mokasa, who was 24 years old, and his date of death was 3rd June 1886, and he was also burnt by fire. Then at number 3 we have Ambrose Kibuka Katekamu, who was also burnt to death on 3rd June 1886. Then there is at number 4 Anatoly Chirigwajo, burnt by fire on 3rd June 1886. A lot of people most of them were burnt by fire. Then at number 5 there was Andrew Kagwa Kawa, who was about 30 years old, and his death was on 26 May 1886, and he was killed by a panga and a knife at the same time. And at number 6 there is Athanasius Mazeketa Chiza, who was about 30 years, or rather 20 years old, and his death happened on 27th May 1886, and he was killed by a spear. A lot of death happened. It's a bit scary, right? At number 7 we have Bruno Serunkuma, who was burnt by fire, and His death happened on 3rd June 1886. At number 8 we have Charles Rwanga, who was 25 years old and was also burnt on the 3rd June 1886. At number 9 we have Dennis Sebugwao Waswa, who was 16 years old and he was a singer, musician, and he was hacked to death on 25th May 1886. At number 10 there is Gonzaga Gonza, who was 24 years old and he was killed by a spear on 27th May 1886 as well. At number 11 there is Javira Mayanja Musoke, who was burnt by fire on the 3rd June 1886 as well. And he was only 17 years old by then. At number 12 there is James Buza Avaliao Kalumba, who was only 26 years old and he was burnt by fire on 3rd June 1886 as well. At number 14, or rather at number 13, John Mary Kiwanuka Muzei, who was murdered by a panga on 27th January 1887. At number 14, Joseph Mukasa Palikudembe, who was 20 years old and he was murdered by, or rather executed by a panga and fire, and he was only 20 years old. You can imagine how young these people were. At number 15 there was a young gentleman known as Chizito, who was only 13 years old and he was burnt by fire on the 3rd June of the year 1886. At number 16 there is Luka Banabachintu, who was 30 years old and he was burnt by fire on 3rd June 1886. Flasks for sale. Still continuing with the list, at number 17 there was a gentleman called Matthias Kalumba Mulumba Wante, who was 50 years old. I think he was the eldest at 50 years old, and he was murdered by a knife and a panga on the 30th May 1886. And at number 18 there was a gentleman called Mbaga Tuzinde, at 17 years old only, who was killed by a stick and fire on 3rd June 1886. So most of them were murdered, or rather executed, on June 3rd. That's why the day was put aside to commemorate their execution. And at number 19 there was one called Mogaga Lubowa, who was only 16 years old and he was burnt by fire on 3rd June 1886 as well. They were young boys. And at 20, there was Mukasa Chiriwawamvu, who was burnt by fire on 3rd June as well, 1886. And at 21, Nuwa Mawagali, who was murdered on 31st May 1886. And he was tied on the tree, and the dogs beat him and then thrown on the road. Can you imagine? Then at number 22, there was Posiano Ndugwa, who was 30 years old, and he was murdered by a spear on 26 May 1886. So those are the 22 Catholic martyrs who were martyred, or rather who were murdered, burnt to ashes and killed in commemoration. That is why the day today was set aside to celebrate them. And the reason why they were murdered, or the reason why they were executed, is because they refused to denounce their Christianity to the Kabaka, or rather to the king by then, who was Mwanga II. And for those of you who are just joining in, welcome to this early morning walk. Time check is only 7 minutes past 9 a.m. in the morning. It's a beautiful morning. The sunshine is setting out to be clear. And then we are taking this walk today on this Martyrs Day walk. In Uganda, it is Martyrs Day, but it is not celebrated as usually done at the Namugongo Shrine, which was a place set for the commemoration celebrations to take place. So this time round, we are deciding to just, instead of going to the Namugongo, because it was declared not safe, or rather due to the Ebola outbreak, it was cancelled that no gathering are supposed to take place there. So for us, we are deciding to take a walk through this community as we commemorate this Martyrs Day. Kindly like the video, let me know where you are watching from, what time it is where you are watching from, and subscribe in case you haven't subscribed. Cheers to you.
Ono oiro aswani shikanitila ngopeni oyo no akola kumuntu holo abantu ngolizi omutwe ente bikulu banga omuntu bikuluma oiro noteka katene n'enyindo omawe wesimu kakola kakola
Get it, right?
bamuyita omukulu setaani era naddala mu abaana abawala akulowozesa nti olw'okuno era bwe
Remede mukasambu kwenda kasambu esabu mpaka kasambu. Lete hilo kasambu. Eka, kana kwa hivi, kana kuza huu. Eka jaga hivi.
I earlier on been reading a list of the 22 Catholics, or rather the 22 Catholic martyrs who were murdered on that day. Now let me read the list of the 23 Anglican martyrs who were murdered. And at number 1 there is Marco Kakumba, who was murdered on 31st January 1885, and he was hacked and burnt. And then there is Yusuf Galama, who was also murdered at, or rather on 31st January 1885. He was also hacked and burnt. Then at number 3 there's Musa Mukasa, who was killed using a spear on the 25th May 1886. At number 4, Mbwa Eria, who was castrated to death on the 27th May 1886. Then there is Mudu Aguma, who was also castrated to death on 2nd May 1886. Then there is Daudi Mwanga, who was also castrated to death in the year 1886. Then there is at number 7 Mwanga, who was castrated to death on 31st May 1886 as well. Kayizi Chibuka, who comes at number 8, and he was castrated on May 31st, 1886 the year. Mayanja Kitogo at number 9, who was also castrated to death 31st May was the month, and the year was 1886. These people were murdered, killed, executed on the orders of the Kabaka Mwanga II. And at number 10, Nuwa Walukaga, who was burnt to death on the 3rd June 1886 as well. Alexander Kodako comes at number 11, and he was burnt to death on 3rd June 1886 as well. Frederick Chiza, who was burnt to death on the 3rd of June 1886, comes at number 12. Robert Munyagabyangu, who was burnt to death on 3rd June 1886 as well. And at number 14, Daniel Nakabandwa, who was burnt to death on 3rd June as well in the year 1886. And at number 15, Chiwanuka Gayazi, or rather Giaza. I'm failing to pronounce the name very correctly, but it is Giaza, who was burnt to death on the 3rd June 1886 the year. Mukasa Dwachisiga, who was burnt to death also on 3rd June 1886 the year was. And at number 16, Mukasa Dwachisiga, who was burnt to death on 3rd June as well in the year 1886. Then there is at number 17, Charles Rwanga. He was Catholic but honored in the Anglicanism, and he was burnt at 25 years in the year 1888 so rather 1886 on 3rd June. And at number 18, Mubi Azarwa was burned to death on 3rd June 1886, the year that was. Waswa Kwabafu and Kifamu Nyanja Mwanga Nuwa Sewanga all were burnt and hacked in the year 1886, and that was on 3rd June. But for Nuwa Sewanga, he was hacked to death and burnt on 3rd June in the year 1885. So those were the 23 Anglican martyrs who were murdered for refusing to denounce the Christianity that they had converted to, that was on the orders of Mwanga. So for those of you who don't know, today is Uganda Martyrs Day, and it is celebrated annually on 3rd June as a national public holiday. And it is marked to commemorate the 45 brave Christian converts. Those are 22 Catholics and 23 Anglican converts who were executed and burnt to death between the years of 1885 and 1887. So today's celebrations have been put on hold, or rather on alert, and people are not supposed to gather due to the outbreak of the Ebola in the neighboring district.
Electronics gandi chama buchani wano balubu wezili osaizi sonna bakozi wezili masi wezili switch wezili socket wezili
It's your boy Boom Machine. Be your Boom Machine.
It is a beautiful morning. The sunshine is coming out already, shining bright on this beautiful Martyrs Day here in Kampala city, and we are taking this walk through this local community and trying to commemorate the Martyrs Day in a way of walking. Where are you watching from? What time is it where you are watching from? Because here for us it is only 26 minutes past 9 a.m. in the morning, and the sunshine seems to be shining bright, and later on will be brighter and brighter as usual. It's a beautiful blessed morning, or rather blessed day as well. We are in a place called Chireka, and usually on such days, on 3rd June of all other different years, this place has always been packed and always been condoned as a way to create traffic to the people who always go to celebrate this day today in the Namugongo Shrine. So this place is always jam-packed and it's always condoned off to secure traffic for the people going to commemorate or celebrate the Martyrs Day at Namugongo. But this day, or rather this time round, the celebrations have been made to be scientific a bit. Have you liked the video yet? Have you liked the video? Have you subscribed? Kindly do so in case you haven't yet subscribed. And in case you haven't liked the video, kindly like the video so that other people can be recommended to join, and then we work together as a family, as one team. And subscribe in case you haven't subscribed to be part of the family. I want to say special regards or special thanks to the channel members Iron Butterfly and Tyrone Simpson, channel members Jenka Maria and Michael Young. Greetings to you, special regards to you, the channel members over there. Iron Butterfly, Tyrone Simpson, Jenka Maria, Michael Young. Those are the channel members, but you can also become a channel member and be part of the family, part of the collaboration as we walk through this local community this early morning. I want to say greetings to you who is walking with me this early morning. Thank you so much for walking with me. Kindly like the video in case you haven't liked the video. And in case you are new here, please, I request you subscribe. You press that subscription button. And if you want to become a member, just click on the join button and you will become a member. But for now, we are walking through this local community and we are in a place called Chireka, right here in Kampala city. For those of you who don't know, Kampala city is the capital city and largest city of Uganda. And in case you don't know, Uganda is found in East Africa and it is part of the East African community, commonly known as the Pearl of Africa. And for those of you who don't know, the East African community is a regional intergovernmental organization of 8 partner states. That is Burundi, the Democratic Republic of Congo, that's the DRC. Then we have Kenya, Rwanda, Somalia, South Sudan, Tanzania, and then Uganda, where we are right now. And its headquarters is found in Arusha, Tanzania. And it aims to widen and deepen economic and political cultural integration to ultimately form a single political federation. That is the East African Community, the EAC. And we are in a local community known as Chireka, taking this walk on this Martyrs Day today. Martyrs Day being always commemorated on 3rd June of every year. That is 3rd June annually. And for those of you who don't know, Martyrs Day is celebrated annually on 3rd June as a national public holiday, and it commemorates the 45 brave Christian converts, 22 Catholics and 23 Anglicans who were executed, burnt to death between the years of 1885 and 1887. And this was on the orders of the Kabaka Mwanga II, who was the king of Buganda by then. And today, being 3rd June, we are meant to be commemorating, but due to the Ebola outbreak, the health directives surrounding the ongoing Ebola outbreak couldn't allow us to gather and commemorate in the Namugongo Shrine, where the main celebrations always take place. So for us, we have decided to just take a walk through the community and see how people are perceiving this new development. Edward Wacha is asking Ebola. I know I've not seen any Ebola case as I walk through this community, and the people are all minding their business, so Ebola is not yet here. It's maybe somewhere in the neighboring districts of Congo, between the borders of Congo and Uganda. But here, it is what it is, man. There is no sign of Ebola, as you can see. So kindly like the video, kindly walk with me as we walk together. In case you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe so that we move as a team, we move as a family this beautiful morning. Eduardo, watch that. How are you doing? And where are you watching from? I don't know whether I'm pronouncing your name right, but Edward Watcha. At some point I was reading it as Watcha, but kindly let me know in case I'm pronouncing the name right, and in case I'm not, I apologize. That is, so we are having an outbreak consideration due to the Bundibujo Ebola virus disease outbreak announced by the President of Uganda. Large national gatherings at the main Namugongo shrines have been altered, and the government and religious authorities have encouraged local dioceses to conduct smaller commemorations to adhere to health standard operating procedures. Those are the SOPs. But today still remains a public holiday. So amongst the martyrs, Saint Kizito was the youngest of the Uganda martyrs to be killed. He was burned alive at the Namugongo on 3rd June 1886 at just 13 or 14 years old. He was the youngest, Saint Kizito. And he was a royal page in the court of the King Mwanga II of Buganda. And he was executed alongside his fellow Christians for refusing to renounce his faith. And his final words were, "Goodbye, my friends. We are on our way." Looks tricky. At first the sunshine had come out, but now it looks like the rain wants to fall. The clouds are forming. Beautiful people everywhere.
era nga tukuleetedde promotion buli muntu afune gambye esente zonna zolina kwata kukwasikuwa osembere wano zigenda kubeera maaso.
It's business as usual. It is business as usual in this area called Chireka. But compared to the previous years, this place would be now all filled out with people. But today, the place looks a bit, it's not so busy as it used to be those days. place today looks, the people are still maybe home, and it's not so busy like it usually is at around this time. For example, last year, if I'm to remember, there was no freeway to pass here. This place was all packed with people. People making sales, people going to celebrate to different locations, people walking, moving. But now, due to the outbreak and the cancellation of the celebrations at the main celebration point, which is the Namugongo Shrine, many people have chosen to stay home and celebrate from home and their local diocese, or rather local churches. Let me check this side. The sunshine is out and it is brightly shining well and okay. We thank God for that. It is a blessing. But Ugandan weather also surprises you. It can rain right now, and within no minute the sunshine comes out fully. Like for example, today morning it rained in the morning, but now the sunshine is already out and shining bright. Isn't that beautiful? That is Uganda for you, the Pearl of Africa. A lot of jam. I'm wondering whether these people are going. A lot of jam here. I'm wondering where these people are going.
Mese byenje munyera tulina eddagala eritta emmese nga weeba efudde tewunya ekala bukazi. Tulina eddagala eritta ebiku n'amagi gaabyo gonna gonna nga toddamu kulaba ku kiku yadde. Tulina eddagala eritta ensiri nga kano kapapula onyokeza kanyokeze ensiri ne ziba nga
kindly like the video so that other people can be recommended to join. That is how YouTube operates. When you like the video, that's when it knows that it should be recommended to other people or other viewers. And also subscribe in case you are new here, and also in case you haven't subscribed, kindly, it's my humble request, kindly subscribe. That is the only way you can support me as I take this walk, because right now the legs are getting tired a bit, but regardless, let's walk, right? Take some water and then we walk. And for those of you who don't know, today we are commemorating Martyrs Day here in Uganda. It is known as Martyrs Day, and it always happens on the 3rd of June of every year. And this year's celebration, or rather the national pilgrimage at the Namugongo Shrine near Kampala city, has been cancelled due to health directives surrounding an ongoing Ebola outbreak. But the public holiday remains, and that means that government offices, schools, and most of the businesses will remain closed. This where we are walking is the railway. It's yet to be revamped, but it resumes. It transports people from the different parts of Kampala onto this line, which is the Chireka line and the Namugongo line. It costs between, I think, 2,000 shillings, if I'm not sure. If I'm not mistaken, it is 2,000 Ugandan shillings which is less than $1. You grab yourself a train transportation, a railway transportation from Chireka to Uganda, or rather Kampala city. Statistics tells me that we are 55 people walking right now. 58 people walking together right now. 58 people we are walking together right now. And I want to request you kindly tap on the subscription button, subscribe button, and also tap on the like button. Let's walk together. It's my humble request. Kindly support me by doing that. There you would have bought me some water to hydrate as we walk together. While you are seated somewhere watching me, I'm doing it physically here. The walking, I'm doing it physically. So support me by subscribing, support me by liking the video, and let's walk together. The sunshine is coming out already. That's a blessing.
Like a mobile SIM card is free, just come with the national ID that can just available.
Let me cross to this other side. But there are many borders that are not allowing me to cross. For those of you who don't know, border are motorcycle taxis commonly used here in Uganda, rather Kampala in particular. And you can see they are carrying people from border to border. That's why they were called border, because initially they used to transport people from border to border. Hence the name border. They are common here in Kampala city. But if we check this side, business as usual. The vendors are selling their items. This is the railway line.
n'okola eby'obutuukirivu ono agamba Katonda onoowuliranga eddoboozi lya
Beautiful Uganda, right? Happy people around here. Happy, beautiful people. These guys are collecting money that they have brought Jesus to the community. That's what they are saying. Interesting. Amine Mazari. Amine Mazari. How are you doing? You are saying Ebola. No, I'm not seeing Ebola here where I am. We are simply walking through this community and there is no sign of Ebola. Like you can see, everyone is free. Everyone is doing their business normally. Beautiful people mining and walking, minding their businesses and walking freely. So there's no sign of Ebola here where we are right now. You can see only beautiful people, humble, lovely, beautiful people on this beautiful Martyrs Day of 3rd June of the year 2026. Only beautiful people, yeah?
Mugambo olina wa poliisi omukambwe omulungi.
Kana kati kanga kona kakuza bintu.
Gamba chucha.
Gajjamu kabootongo mu mubiri ekiviirako omuntu okwetakula mu bitundu ebyoki.
Special greetings to each and every one of you who is taking this walk with me this early morning. Time check is only 7 minutes past 10 a.m. here in Uganda, Kampala in particular. We are walking through this local community of Chireka. This railway line on this beautiful Martyrs Day. Kindly like the video in case you haven't liked the video. Subscribe in case you haven't subscribed. Let's be part of the family. You can join the membership as well. And I wanna say special thanks to the channel members: Iron Butterfly, Tyrone Simpson, Jenka Maria, Michael Young. Those are the channel members so far on this channel. Feel free to also join the membership. You can just click on the join button that you are seeing over there on your screen, and you become a member of the channel. Support me by liking the video, buy me some water by liking the video, buy me some water by subscribing, and also you can reach out to me on that number being displayed. You can WhatsApp me on that number being displayed, and let's work together as a family.
Obuviirako omubiri gwo okunafuwa, gazzaamu amaanyi mu basirikale b'omubiri gwo, galimu akawoowo akasikiriza omwana omuto n'omukulu, gajjanjala omusujja gw'ekitenge, typhoid ne malaria, galimu ekirungo ekikendeeza asidi, olwo calcium n'asigala mu magumba, ekikuuma obutaluma mugumba, mpiriguma energy gabaga nkumisima, gayamba omuntu akutuka ebintu, ganyooma obutamu bugere, naddala ebizimba olw'amazzi, n'abatera okukanya, magnesium ali majani, mulwadde w'ekiwanga, olw'ekiteeke ku mutima, omwaka empirizima energetika, ntabikiragire kiro ategeka, gajjamu ekibaalanga mu lubisi, gasaalira
Beautiful kids playing games. This corridor is too small. Corridor is too small. Let's pass through here to get onto the other side. Man, it is Martyrs Day today, and it is a Martyrs Day walk. Through this local community. I'm hearing babies crying. Why are the babies crying? Come on. Why are the babies crying on this beautiful Martyrs Day? Why are the babies crying? Why are the babies crying? I am wondering why the babies are crying. But kindly like the video in case you haven't liked the video, and also subscribe in case you haven't subscribed. It is my humble request. Look at this little boy. Hello. In case you haven't subscribed to the channel, kindly like and subscribe to the channel. Today is Martyrs Day, and for those of you who don't know, Martyrs Day is a day marked to commemorate, or rather celebrate, the brave 45 converts, Christian converts, who were executed, burnt to death between the years of 1885 and 1887 on orders of Kabaka Mwanga II, the king of Buganda by then. So these people were murdered. They were murdered, burnt to ashes for refusing to renounce their Christian faith. And 22 of those were Catholics, were of Catholic faith, and 23 of those were Anglican, of the Anglican faith. And that gives you a total of 45 martyrs who were murdered . It is business as usual around here. Shall we fit here? I pray they don't step on my legs. I pray these tractors don't step on my legs. Man. Careful, careful, lady. Let me first get this umbrella off and go before they step on my leg. Eh? It was scary, right? MKV B90. How are you doing? MKV B90. 90.
Ayagadde okufaananamu n'amaswabu.
Chapati zange ziriwa. Gano kime ati muje kugende.
Hey, don't run. Wondering where I am going. Wondering where I am going. Well, I'm going to cross this bridge and then join the other local community the other side. And also looking for a shop where I can buy some water and do some hydration. A lot of goats here. What's Martyrs Day, the Dead of the Dead? Trinidad's Finest is asking, what's Martyrs Day? Well, Martyrs Day is a day set aside. Mostly Martyrs Day in Uganda is a day that is set aside to commemorate the brave 44, or rather 45 brave Christian converts, 22 Catholics and 23 Anglicans who were executed, burned to death between the year of 1885 and 1887 on the orders of Kabaka Mwanga to the Kabaka of Buganda. Greetings to you, Tyrone Simpson. Tyrone Simpson has granted us or donated to us some money. How are you doing, Tyrone Simpson? channel member Tyrone Simpson. How are you doing? For those of you who don't know, Tyrone Simpson has been a channel member, one of the biggest channel members here who has stayed here for a long time, more than 2 years, or coming to 2 years. Greetings to you, Tyrone Simpson. Van Than Nguyen from Vietnam. How are you doing? How are you doing, and how is Vietnam? And Tyrone Simpson says, okay. Tyrone Simpson says, greetings. Greetings to you. Big up the Prince. Trinidad's Finest is asking Tyrone, you are from where? Tyrone is from the Manchester. He's from England, Manchester. That is where Tyrone Simpson is from. And Trinidad's Finest is from New York. Then we have Van from Vietnam. Greetings to you. The sunshine is out. The sunshine is officially out, though not fully bright, but I'm seeing lots of fruits around here. But I'm just gonna cross this road and look for something to eat, because right now I feel so exhausted. Maybe I'm gonna pause this live stream and then for like 10 minutes and then resume. Just do some hydration and then resume. And also change some battery. But for those of you who are just joining us, today we are walking through this local community on this day today, Martyrs Day. And Tyrone says, I am from Manchester, England. My father is from San Fernando, Trinidad. San Fernando, Trinidad. Whoa, that's nice to know. This lady is carrying some brooms for sale, and she's going to hawk those brooms. Let's first decide. Let us agree as a team. It's been 2 hours of walking, 2 hours and some minutes. So I feel I need to first get something to hydrate, some water, so that I can resume this walk with some energy. I need to energize. So kindly like the video in case you haven't liked the video. Subscribe in case you haven't subscribed. Let me know where you are watching from. I'm going to take a break, right? Let's agree. I want to take a break, just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just to hydrate, get something to eat, get something to drink around this community, energize a bit, and then proceed, right? How about that? Let me know, should I pause or should I first cut off the stream? Let me know what is better. Should I first pause and then come back, resume later on, or should I continue? Your comment will determine. The atmosphere begins to be lively. The music is already booming. Everyone is busy minding their business. Beautiful people around here. Busy. It's getting. It is becoming busy. So you guys have not commented, you've not let me know. You've not let me know what I should do. So I'm going to decide, right? I'm going to pause, or rather I'm going to cut off this stream for only 5 minutes so that I can hydrate and re-energize, right? Is it okay? That's what I am going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to look for something to hydrate, something to energize myself with, and then resume the stream in only 5 minutes. Tyrone Simpson says it is okay. Thank you so much, Tyrone. Actually, I'm going to go look for something to drink around here, maybe a bottle of water, and then re-energize and come back strong, fully strong, to complete, or rather to start a new stream. But in case you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe. Lickmore Remy. Yeah, I'm gonna get some drink. For only 5 minutes, I'm going to resume. I am going to resume this trip, taking a break for only 5 minutes so that I get something to drink and re-energize, right? Man, it's been a long journey. Special thanks to each and every one of you who has walked with me this journey right now. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for those who have liked the video and all those who have subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much. You can reach out to me on this number. Let's keep in touch. Thank you so much, and let me see. Okay. Let me see. Let me find you around, guys. Let me get you around. Only 2-3 minutes. Two to 3 minutes, right? Subscribe in case you haven't subscribed. Like the video in case you haven't liked the video. And let me get something to drink. Let me get something to hydrate. Time check is 38 minutes past 10 a.m. And let me get from this shop, which is around here. There's a shop around here. All right, catch you in the next 5 minutes. Cheers.